sound barrier that has been installed by contractors employed by DP World along parts of Corringham Road, Stanford-le-Hope, the entire route of the Manor Way, and along the A13 from Stanford-le-Hope to Alsett, meets the collision standards, and whether the coating treatment used on the barriers is resistant to deliberate or accidental fires.
Yes, the barrier does meet safety standards, and yes, it is fire resistant. The noise barrier met the requirements of the Road Restraint Risk Assessment process, known as the RAP test, which was carried out. The process determines which roadside features would require protection using the installation of a crash barrier. Along the road from the A13 to Hardy Park, crash barriers have been installed where deemed necessary by this process in order to prevent vehicles from hitting the noise barrier. From Hardy Park to the Sorrells, the risk assessment will be carried out and crash barriers installed wherever necessary. The section of the noise barrier in front of around 215 to 221 Corringham Road is currently under review. The kind of acoustic barrier that is being used here is fully tested and is fully resistant to fire.
This chamber know I do many miles throughout my working week, and I've got to say this must be the only barrier protection that I have seen where the wood and panels that actually run in a parallel manner, not horizontal. If you go along major road infrastructures or neighbouring towns, villages, through residential areas, you'll find that wooden panels are normally, the wood are actually in a fashion where they're actually horizontal and not parallel like this one. Now, I'm no highways expert, but one thing I do know is that if you hit a metal fence post, which has got to be about 8 foot high there, they must be 2 or 3 foot in the ground. And if you hit one of those fence panels at an angle, it might even be ending up looking like a skewered piece of meat, if you'll pardon the expression, because those fence panels are a parallel fashion. When you hit something which is in a horizontal position, they fold around you. And that's why I'm actually asking this question, whether they can actually withstand a deflection hit, or whether they're actually going to shatter into someone's car or lorry. And finally, Mr. Mayor, the actual top capping on those fence panels are something like 75mm by 50mm, which would resemble quite a long pole, and coming through a lorry cab, I wouldn't want to see the mess it would make. So I would actually ask the leader and also the highways engineers to take a very, very serious look.
Of course, we're happy to look and just to make sure that all the necessary assessments have been carried out. But as I said originally, the barrier is in fact a noise barrier. It isn't the crash barrier. The road restraint risk assessment process tests determine where a crash barrier needs to be installed in front of that noise barrier in order to do all we can to prevent the kind of accident Councillor Hipsey has rather graphically set out. I did discuss this earlier today with David Bull, the director. David also takes this very, very seriously, and we both will give the commitment to go back and have one more look just to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to maximise road safety in that part of the borough, as we do in all parts of the borough.